Greetings, everyone, and welcome to the Midweek War! We are here to talk some 205 Lizzle, and I'm Mad Mike. Y'all know who I am. With me, as always, is the one and only Sorgatron. How are you, sir?
I am here, and I have a wife in my own time zone again.
I sure hope it's Missy. You never know. There are other wives. There are sister wives. They're the First Wives Club. There's a lot of wives. But Sorg, we're not alone tonight.
What? Missy brought a piece of California with her by the way of Alex via the Hangouts, joining us of Power to the Smarks, Occupy Pro Wrestling, Chikara in 15 Minutes podcast. I wanted to make sure I got the time right. 15 minutes, right?
I was going to let him introduce all of his stuff. But Alex, hi! Welcome to the Midweek War.
Hi. The boyhood dream has come true.
There he is.
Boyhood dream.
Oh, there's a very familiar shirt that we'll talk about in about 2 shows here.
Oh, yeah. You guys are going to fucking rub it in.
Not that much.
Assholes. Anyway,
I have thoughts. I have thoughts after watching that.
Oh, I'm sure you do.
Boy.
All right. Well, you know what, Alex? Since you're new to this podcast, we're gonna let you start it off. What is your one word for 205 Live?
Superfluous. Because the word pointless is too harsh.
Okay. All right.
I'll get into that.
I like it. Alex is bringing the $10 words. That's good. That's good.
Wow,
I'm a fan of this. I'm a fan of this. It's almost like you prepared or something. Sorg, what is your
who's
word?
doing that on this show?
I'm always
my word is results that I'm reading right now. My word is clown face. Combined word.
Okay. No. Clown face is one word. I'm with you on that. I'm with you. My word for this week is
accurate.
It's a word. It's absolutely a word. It's WHAAAUHHH question mark exclamation point question mark. In case you guys are wondering how to spell, for the people who transcribed the Midweek War, we thank you. I don't know if that's a real thing. If it is, I apologize to you because you've had to write down the word fuck a lot. Okay, so Alex, we'll kick to you again. What was your one good thing about 205 Live this week?
Well, I got 2. I'll stick with one in particular. Ariya Daivari staking a claim in the Cruiserweight Championship race and beating the champ. If I count out, but still beating the champ.
Yeah. All right. Yeah. I was surprised that, and especially we open with Neville versus Daivari. Didn't expect that.
Yeah.
Sorg, how about you? What's your good for this week?
That tag match. I really like that tag match at the end. It was a lot of fun. A lot of stuff happened in it. And it was just good. Like everything I expect from those 4 individuals, all thrown up.
I see a Missy behind Sorg. That's my good for 205 Live this week because I see a Missy. My good this week is actually the choices made by TJP and Rich Swann for their tag partners. Because I like that segment where they kind of, explained why Tony Nese and Cedric Alexander were the choices. Because we could have done a very not thought out thing of TJP picked Brian Kendrick and Rich Swann picked Jack Gallagher. We could have done that because those are the 2 feuds going on right now, or we could have brought in Gulak and Mustafa Ali, but no, they actually explained why their choices were picked, and I really appreciated that because, as you all know, I like stories. But not every show is
and it added to it. It added to a really great match.
Absolutely. But not every show is perfect.
It was layered like onions.
Ogres have layers, Sorg.
And they make you cry.
Right.
Yes. So
this match was very ogre-like.
I can see that. So, but not every show is perfect, and we know that. So, Alex, what was your bad for this week's 205 Live? And do we all have the same bad? Because I think we might.
Well, you guys, this might be a secondary for me, but the one thing I kind of picked up on, and you have to keep in mind that in getting ready for this, for being on here, this was actually my first time ever watching 205 Live.
Oh, wow.
Not
So you're the reason it's not doing well.
sure.
Okay.
But, and this kind of ties into something I brought up on the Wrestling Mayhem show. Like from, I feel like I've been making a lot of comparisons between people across the different brands on WWE. And I got to say, I love seeing Ariya Daivari this week, especially his promo. But I kind of felt like he was a smaller Jinder Mahal. And I feel like that's more of a case of bringing it up just because the crowd watching 205 Live is a crowd that just got done watching SmackDown. So they've already seen Jinder Mahal do his thing. And now here comes Ariya Daivari. That's it. Like I said, I enjoyed the promo and I enjoyed the match. I'm just saying that it's one of those weird comparisons. So that's kind of.
Well, I think there's room for more than one guy to do something like that, right? Like if we're looking to be a more diverse company.
Yeah. Oh yeah, no, I'm fine with that. I guess bad is too harsh of a term for that. It was more weird to me. I think it.
Okay.
This is more because it's my first time watching 205 Live, so that's just my kind of first impression.
I think if you watch more of Daivari too, he does have a different slant on the angle than Jinder does.
Okay.
Like Arya's more playing up his heritage as opposed to bad mouthing Americans for not respecting his heritage.
Yeah, because I think Daivari, if you catch Daivari for a while, you'll realize he's more of a aristocrat.
He's kind of like like Daivari's character was in Lucha Underground.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, it's Mahal comes out and just says, "I am the modern day Maharaja. I'm your next prince because I'm a badass with the belt, right? I'm your king, right?" Really, I think you can compare Mahal more to Neville. I feel.
Okay.
Like as the character, not ethnicity, but the character.
Right.
Whereas Daivari, didn't we compare him with like a JBO or $1 Million Man at some point?
Yeah.
Mike?
He's very similar to that. Like he'll play up. Like you remember when The Rock was in the Nation, he would talk about his like $500 suits and stuff like that. Daivari does that a whole lot.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So Daivari is like also Punjabi playboy, but not great Khali.
Okay.
He also has been a little bit of a well done comedic foil stage antics with this angle. So it's good to see him get a little bit out of this because he's good. And Mike, we go back and forth with this. I love that it's not good guy, bad guy, but it's a competition. Right.
And Daivari, like more... we gotta forget Daivari had an amazing feud with Jack Gallagher.
He did?
Yeah. I still think that's probably one of the better feuds I've seen on 205 Live. Like just as a whole.
Absolutely.
All right, so Sorg, what was your bad this week?
Clownface. That was the worst segment. It's just like obviously this is writers, etc. It's like Brian's got these great ideas that are funny to him, and he's in this world where just talking about how we like diversity and ethnicity happening across the board and different kinds of characters for Middle Eastern and Indian folk, right? And then we get making fun of a guy from Britain.
Yeah, I mean, and I don't see the clownish nature of Jack Gallagher. Like normally Brian Kendrick's stuff is pretty on point, but and I'm still waiting for the day when Jack Gallagher comes out dressed as Brian Kendrick. I need to see that happen, and the fact that it hasn't happened yet makes me a little concerned that it's never going to happen.
Right, and this feels like the one where they really needed to stretch to make this thing work, and they're not appropriately.
Yeah, it almost seems like they don't really have an end game for this feud, which 205 Live is usually pretty good with doing. Like, you can see where stuff is going, but these guys haven't even had a match together yet.
But it's also early. I think it's also early. Look how long the Tozawa thing went. So let's see what a few more weeks of this is. But it just felt like a huge segment to do that this week.
I just want to say, I think I realized why my bad isn't the same as you guys is because I watched that segment, but I think I mentally kind of tuned it out or something.
Yeah, I can see that. I can see that.
At that point, I think it's like, okay, here's Brian Kendrick. I generally like his work. Okay, cool. He's doing a clown thing. That's okay.
This is the weakest segment he's ever had on 205 Live.
Okay.
By far. Like, as soon as you bring up a Titantron, it's not going to end well. And I don't care who it is. Like, as soon as you bring up...
the graphic intern gets involved, you're done.
Yeah. Yeah, as soon as you bring in Rest in Peace MS Paint, it's just not going to go well for you. All right. So...
On that note, I was wondering...
Did I make the wrong motion?
No, you were close, Sorg. Sorg was trying to do a sign of the cross, and it ended up just being like, which way did he go? Which way did he go?
So.
On that note, a quick question as far as Titantron graphics go. So would you say that was better or worse than Me Want title match?
Oh, that the clown stuff was better.
Okay.
Because it was shorter.
Yeah.
Yeah. Shorter and bad is always better than longer and bad.
Okay, that's fair.
Ladies.
Thank you. I was going to come around.
Yeah, I know. It was coming up.
We'll move on. We'll take it. We'll take it to the show.
We'll explain it to you later.
We'll have a whole other podcast after the show where we explain the concept to you.
Absolutely. Okay. We'll call that 269 Live. No, I'm kidding. So Alex, seeing that this was your first 205 Live, what would you change about the episode that you watched?
Oh boy, here we go. I told myself I wasn't going to rant too long on this, and I still won't. To put it simply, scrap it, shut it down, and give the Cruiserweights more time on Raw. Or take the Cruiserweights off of Raw and make 205 Live its own thing entirely. Because honestly, to me, trying to stretch things out between what little time they give them on Raw and an hour of time on the network each week, maybe I don't know if it's just me or what, but it's just not working. Because it's almost like it's just to fill time for content or something. Because I was looking back at what happened on Raw, just kind of get a little bit of perspective on things, and they only had one Cruiserweight segment on Raw. I think I could be wrong, but I think they only had one Cruiserweight segment, not even a match.
Mm-hmm.
And on a side note, well, this is mostly related. Last week, I had noted the last maybe week or so, I noted that there were no purple ropes. They don't have the purple ropes up during Raw. They don't have purple ropes like they do some of the other Cruiserweight stuff during Raw. And then on 205 Live being its own thing, you see all that anyways. But I'm just at the point where I'm so I see now they're integrating storylines maybe more with the Raw brand, which is nice because you have the Titus O'Neil, the Titus Worldwide angle, which I personally enjoy. But I don't know. It's just, I feel like it's a bit much, which is why my word was superfluous, because I feel like it's just a little overkill. But
I think that might be a symptom of only catching this week's episode and not even not really being able to see a full arc play out on 205 Live, because I've said on Raw so many times that Raw does a horrible job of advertising 205 Live. Like if you watch even the past couple weeks with the Mustafa Ali Drew Gulak feud, that's been amazing. That has been a really, really fun feud to watch. The Raw aspect has not done it justice at all. Drew Gulak is probably one of the better guys they have in 205 Live right now. And I think
it's a good point.
Yeah.
It was also along with that. I'm sorry, I just stepped on you saying the exact same thing, but we just ended a lot of storylines. Like they pay off a lot of storylines on the show, right? 2 out of 3 falls, with the one you were just mentioning, street fight with some other guys a couple weeks ago, right? So you're catching kind of onboarding. Actually, it's kind of the right time because you're mid some storylines, some are brand new, so nothing's really fleshed out at this point.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah, but like I would honestly, before you make that declaration, because honestly, there's better writing happening on 205 Live than there is on Raw.
Okay.
And that's not just me being a dick. Like there just is. There it just is. Like the past 2 months of 205 Live, like especially like a month ago, there was 1 week where it was really, really difficult to determine what was the better show for me, like during that week.
Right.
Sorg, as you hold up your Game Boy, what
I don't even know if people see that,
week?
but I was just having some fun. My change, give me more dress up. If we're gonna make fun of the way people talk and look, let's have them dress up. Considering my conversation we had last night, horrible, but it would have been better if we had I had a midget dressed up like Jack Gallagher come out.
Oh yes, absolutely.
Even though I just had a conversation at a bar last night with the midget referee talking about how it's bullshit. That's the only representation on WWE there is. So,
well, I mean,
I'm kind of torn, but it would have been better than what we got on the show this week.
Yeah, but I mean, you're not going to get You're not going to get too much midget representation on WWE. I mean, let's be honest about it.
No,
they're not a lucha libre company.
It's a conversation. It's a conversation for another show.
Yeah.
Hey, I have a quick question.
Sure.
Sorry, I don't mean to. I just want, because I keep hearing it, and I was hearing it on the show, and I guess this is you guys haven't explained a little bit more to me, anyways. But why is Jack's last name being pronounced Gallagher?
That's just how he pronounced it.
Is it? Okay.
I think it's a British thing.
Yeah. Did you watch Cruiserweight Classic? Because that's how they pronounce it.
Okay.
Wait, you didn't watch the Cruiserweight Classic?
I was busy that summer.
Oh, Kahrs. Go back and watch. It's so good.
Network $9.99. Make sure you get your $9.99 to work.
Well, yeah.
It sets the stage, baby.
Seriously, go back and watch.
Zack Sabre
totally
Jr.
This is great.
That one
Kota Ibushi.
The China dude when he doesn't lose.
Yeah, Kota Ibushi versus Cedric Alexander.
Oh, live for life.
Oh God.
Oh
man.
God.
I do
Cedric
love
Alexander.
Yeah,
Jeez.
Cedric Alexander and what was it? Kota Ibushi in that match?
Yeah.
Yeah. You need to see that match. That match may be my favorite match from all of last year. And yes, I'm including Lucha Underground.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yep. There's some good stuff on there.
Mm-hmm. If I had to go for a change this week, I would have had a win by not count out for Daivari. Flash roll up, something like that. I do like Neville losing. I feel like more champions in WWE need to lose more often, but it was a non-title match. He could have been pinned, and he should have been pinned.
Some chinks in the armor. Getting some chinks in the armor for the king, the king of the cruiserweights.
Exactly.
Right.
Yeah, but that was my change this week. Like, I thought everything else was okay, but so Kahrs, you've watched all 3 shows, right?
Yes.
All right. So where do you rank 205 Live this week?
Well, this might come a little bit of surprise, and I'll get to it on the other shows. But I actually am giving 205 a very close second of the 3. like what I watched, like despite the fact that I didn't quite understand most of what was going on. But all the stuff that I watched was good. Like there were some good matches, and like you said, Mike, I've like what they did with the segments to build storylines and angles. I actually did enjoy, even if I didn't understand what was going on. So, in fact, it was so good that I'm definitely going to start watching 205 Live more regularly. So, there you go. So, yeah, solid number 2 is 205 Live for me.
Alrighty. Sorg, how about you?
Solid, easy, resting into the number 2 spot without question.
All right. Normally, I like for someone to be a bit contrarian, but I'm also going to say number 2. I'm also going to say number 2, and it's not really that difficult of a choice for me this week.
I would be really amazed if we don't all have the same order at this point.
Oh, yeah. I think, I mean, once we establish what number 2 is, I think it's pretty obvious.
Yeah.
To everyone else, especially since you guys have a certain affinity for one of the other shows that we're going to talk about.
That is true.
Yeah. But yeah, we'll get there. And
although I see Alex going rogue heel on us and say, yeah, it was better live. It's number 3, Lucha Underground. That was number 3.
That would be amazing. Just
we'll see, but we'll find out very soon on the Midweek War.
God, Sorg, you took my entire outro.
I'm sorry, I was trying to get the teaser in, not an outro. I didn't do the
that's exactly.
Wait. How about we'll find out very soon? But first, where can we find Alex Kahrs?
Yeah, I was gonna say Sorg. Sorg, Alex, where can people find you on the internet?
All right. Well, you can find me on Twitter at Power2TheSmarks. That's power the number 2, the Smarks. I have a website, powertothesmarks.com. If you go find me on Twitter, you can help continue to explain the Cruiserweight division and 205 Live to me. So those are like the main links, I would say.
Tweet Alex and tell him to watch a Cruiserweight Classic. Because seriously, just take a weekend. Just take a weekend out. Watch the whole bloody thing.
All right, I'll binge watch that and then binge watch my Doctor Who. So there you go.
Yes, that. In fact, have them both going at the same time.
Oh no, I don't think I can do that.
Timey-wimey, wibbly-wobbly, you will think Jack Gallagher is the Doctor.
Oh, I already think that as it is.
Timey-timey, wibbly-wobbly, flipty-dipty.
What?
And I have my song.
There you go.
Anyway.
Yes,
all right, Sorg, where can the good people find you on the internet?
Well, when I'm not here, forgetting that I'm not the host of this show that should do the outros, I'm at Sorgatron on the Twitter, sorgatronmedia.com for all the plenty of shows that we do.
Alrighty, and you can find me, of course, at MadMike4883 on the Twitter machine. Also go to at Mayhem Show. Look for the hashtag MM for when I live tweet shows such as Lucha Underground, and no longer Impact Wrestling because I have decided to love myself and not commit masochistic viewing.
R.I.P.
Rest in peace, Impact Wrestling. However, if Johnny Mundo ends up going to Impact, I may pick it up again. May
discussions we need to have on our show.
Have not decided.
Yeah,
all right. So until next time, we will catch you all on the Midweek War.